Hello and welcome back to an installment of I'm trying to get 100 chickens, but I forgot that I don't have enough money to actually buy chickens. But now, hopefully, I have enough to upgrade the coop and buy chickens. That's a lot. Welcome. It's been a while, but we are back in full swing for Stardew. Hello! Wait, confusion, excuse me. Is there something here? Why can I not... Hold on. Hello? The berries have duped me. Welcome, hello, hold on, I am in the midst of a very confusing... Is there... What is here? Is it like a... There is... Yeah, definitely a great start. Where is my axe? Where is my axe? I know there is something here. Oops, that is not my axe. It's not the axe. Not this. Not this. Not this. Can't even fish it. Alright, so these berries are just forbidden berries. Hello, and oh wow, 500 gold. Thank you, Dad. And he is selling fertilizer. Well, did you know, chat, that if you have... Here it is. If you have tree sap, that is used to make basic fertilizer. That is literally the reason you have tree sap. No, I'm just kidding. That's just what I discovered. I was like, oh, so that's what you do. So now instead of throwing away my tree sap, I just turn it into fertilizer because it's great when you cannot and do not want to spend money that you could be spending to buy chickens. Why chickens? Because I always buy chickens. Always. Anyways, what else were... Why do I have this stuff? Is it because last time when we were playing, I probably didn't have time to put everything away before we had to go? And by that, I mean before... before the timer ran out. What's so special about chickens? Oh, nothing particular. It's just like there is a particular chicken. It's a blue chicken. Very, very special. It honestly has is just for aesthetics, but you know, you don't always need a reason to like something besides the fact that it is colorful and it makes you happy when you look at it. No, we don't. Here, they are money makers. They are valued for their contributions. But anyways, I hope your guys' week has been going well. I've actually been pretty consistent. I've been pretty happy with the work I've been getting done on my videos. I'm hesitant to say it because every time I say it out loud, first... What is with the berries today? Excuse me. Wow, the berries are like, you already have 48 berries. You clearly don't need any more. And I would like to I disagree because what do you mean I don't need the berries? Do you know that these raspberries, or what are they called? Salmon berries? They are one of the few fruits you can get at the beginning of the game. I am very... Why? Anyways. They're not very cooperative. That's true. That is very true. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Nope, we don't have the cave or anything yet. Alright, what is my job? Reach level 40 and build a silo. Do we have enough to build a silo? Now, in order to build a silo, you need 2 of these, 10 clay. We don't have enough clay, and I believe it's 100 stone. So we'll work on that. Oh, we gotta put stuff away though. Oh, nope, here. Why are the parsnips here? Wow, this is confusing. Why would I put them there? No wonder I was thinking that... I thought I had more of the gold turnips and I couldn't find them. Okay, probably we'll sell these because we need the money right now. We will be making mayonnaise, but with the big egg, so it's worth more. Now, I don't quite remember why the chickens went from big eggs to small eggs. It might be because they were protesting that I keep mentioning about bringing in more chickens and they feel like the coop is cramped enough as it is, but they really should just learn to accept the fact that there will eventually be multiple coops of chickens. They should get cozy. Okay. At least we have the backpack upgrade. That's good. Chicken Empire. Yes, that is the plan. It's going to be I was gonna say we were going to become a mayonnaise farm, and that doesn't sound as cool. We're a chicken empire someday, but clearly not a berry empire. Gosh darn it. Anyways, have you guys seen my tweet? If you guys don't follow me on X, don't worry, I don't really post there, but you know, sometimes I do, and then maybe you'll find those moments amusing. Today, I saw on the Pokemon Center Japan account announced that they are going to be releasing life-size plushes of every Eevee evolution. Life-sized Eevee evolutions. They will be releasing the first 3. Flareon. Hello, welcome. Yes, the Chicken Empire is growing. But yes, Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon are the first 3 they're gonna release. The reason I laugh is because I had just said I am not gonna buy anything. I haven't bought a lot. I bought maybe one thing. I bought a book stand. I bought a book stand and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy for a couple months. I'm gonna save up. I want to get that Steam Deck in August. Or not August, June. The goal is to get it in June because it's going to be a Steam summer sale and there's a chance, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, knocking on wood so I don't jinx it, that the Steam Deck will be on sale. And then they come out with this and I'm like, darn it, that would be really cool. That was impulsive. I don't really know why I did that anyways. You know, we're not going to talk about that. As someone who has adored Vaporeon since the moment I saw it use acid armor, and it melted into the water, I'm like, oh my god, that would be such a cool ninja Pokemon. Can you imagine that? The camouflage abilities, and then they never brought it up again. Do I have a red mushroom? Well, we'll find out if we have a red mushroom. And then I made the mistake of looking at Vaporeon. Anyways, that was my very short-lived stint as looking up Pokemon. If anyone knows, like, oh, okay. Well. Anyways. I also would have loved Vaporeon. No, not Vaporeon. I did say Vaporeon, but I meant aside from Vaporeon, Espeon and Umbreon. If you were here during the Pokemon Coliseum run we did, I loved that game. To have an Espeon and an Umbreon, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then I found out they were 44,000 yen. Life-sized. Oh, Larry. Sorry, I just saw your comment. A life-size plushie of Larry. Oh my gosh. I think they should do that for April Fools, but make it for real. Make it for real. They need to actually do some of the gym trainers. For some reason, the first one I thought of was Giovanni, and only because I kind of want to, like... I don't know how to say this in a way that does not sound strange. But I feel like having Giovanni and then using him as a punching bag would be very therapeutic. Like, he's a good villain. It's just that he's a little too good of a villain. It's what happens when you're too good at your job. Exactly 0 yen. I also have 0 yen to spend. The one book stand I bought, you know what made me sad? When I was price comparing, because I got it at like TJ Maxx. You know what happened? I found out that Costco sold it years ago and it was like $10 cheaper. And I was like, oh dang, I should have bought it at Costco like 3 years ago for $10 cheaper. That's what happens when you Google. But it was still a good deal. I still got it and I really wanted a book stand because for me, as someone who reads a lot and well, I guess it doesn't count, but I like having my journals and things open, and it's just nice to have like an actual stand that will hold it open. Very effective. Giovanni's pretty good. I mean, he's like a normal, typical villain. I guess he's not like Dum Dum. Wait, Dum Dum 1 and Dum Dum 2, which is Archie and I forgot what's Team Magma's leader. I only know Archie because I always played Kyogre and Team and Sapphire. But basically, Dum Dum 1 and Dum Dum 2, who kept trying to use the opposite orb to summon their respective legendary. Maxie. I think it is Maxie, you're right. Yeah. And then there's also, I guess, N, who is like, humans are terrible. We have to get rid of the humans for Pokemon. And I mean, he kind of wasn't wrong, but like, it was just, he should have been like more specific. I'm just saying. And then there was the crazy one who tried to destroy the universe and recraft it into his own liking. I guess that one was a bit of a psycho. What was wrong with Lysander? Did he just like think the world was ugly? I can't remember exactly. In N's defense, I haven't played Black and White. You know, that's true. Maybe after I play Black and White, I will empathize and understand N's desire to rid the world. But as someone who has not played Black and White, I lack that context. Also, I haven't played Black and White 2, so maybe there's additional context. Also, I don't remember the villain in Sun and Moon. Wasn't it just Team Rocket? I just remember Jesse and James, like, what was it? They were selling the Alola snack, and they actually had a pretty good business, and they were like, should we just give up crime and just sell these these Alola-inspired snacks? That's all I remember. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I haven't had the sound on this whole time. My bad. I muted it because I didn't want to listen to it while I was waiting. Hold on. Wow, this is... Have I been missing a bunch of the... Oh, there it is. Oh, that's right. It was the Skull Gang. I remember now. I don't remember what his goal was, though. Was he just, like... a delinquent? I don't remember his, like... Whoa! Okay, hold on. Lice just wanted beauty, yes. Yeah, that's what I remember. The motivation for Hoenn villains was, yeah, see? Well, no, that's... I like it because it's classic. It was like land or sea. And honestly, I don't think Maxie thought about, like, what happens when there's no water on the earth? And, you know, Archie was like, land? What's that? What do you mean? No, everyone knows how to swim. Oh, trial fails. Yeah, that's right. The Aether... The Foundation was the true villain, but yeah, you're right. The delinquent gang was like the preliminary villain. And the reason that... I can't remember her name, but Lusamine? I believe it's Lusamine. The reason she went crazy is because her husband disappeared, and then they found out her husband had lost his memory and was just like taking care of beans on another island or something. I think that's what happened. It was like crazy. I don't think I finished that one. I just got spoiled. No, she had abandonment issues. Yeah. Like, you know, to be fair, it was tough being a single mom. Also running a whole business, not knowing what happened to your husband. Also, I think she was kind of poisoned by all the... how do I say this? The alien exposure she got. I feel like something in that air is probably not good for people. Sun and Moon is kind of fun. I do like that it tried something different other than just gym leaders, because I do think that it does make sense that different cultures and different locations would have different approaches to the gym leader challenge, you know? So I think that was really fun to explore. I'm personally just, I think, as someone who hasn't played a lot of the games, I still have a really soft spot for Kanto. Okay, I don't have a red mushroom. That is my other save file. I think if I put in a small egg, it will be super fast. No, don't eat the egg. That is true. You're essentially dancing. How do I say this? You're essentially engaging in like dance battles. Kind of. It's like whoever has the best moves power is able to power up their mon the strongest. Or I don't know how to explain it. It makes more sense in my head. Right now, this is what happens when I play Stardew. Because I know how to play Stardew and I'm used to playing Stardew, I just play, but then when I try to put words and play Stardew, it takes some time. Also, how did I get a bream already? Oh, I did have it before. It's just now this is Gold Star. I see. I think Dynamaxing is fun in the game, but in real life, I feel like people wouldn't quite be so calm at the concept of a gigantic mons going on a rampage, you know? In theory, it has a lot of merit. I always think it's funny when I grab a random gold star of a random thing. Did I not give one to Harvey? I did give a gift to Harvey today. Okay. Sometimes I get confused. I mean, it probably happens more frequently, but yeah. I think this is my forge. I was playing Stardew on my other account, so I'm still trying to remember, like, the differences. Nope. I guess this one... Gonna sell these. Not that. This and this. Put the horseradish away. Plant more seeds. Will not be planting any strawberry. Oh wait, no. Well, good for you. We're only gonna grab one. Well, it's a gold star. I like to plant the crops in the same places so that we can maximize the rating. So we're gonna wait until we get another carrot seed. Save this in case we need it. We're gonna go check to make sure I didn't miss anything. All over the place, extra shit. No, it's because it's been a weird couple of days for me. I can't elaborate too much. But basically... how do I explain this? My milk tea consumption has been going crazy. And by that, I mean normally I'm pretty good about like 1 drink a day. But lately I've just really wanted more milk tea. I think it's because I'm tired. I think it's because what happens is I try to sleep. And I'm just thinking about the content I'm currently making. I'm excited about it. It's not a bad thing. I'm not like stressed or anything. I'm just so excited and I'm constantly thinking about it. But because I'm constantly thinking about it, I'm not sleeping. Like I'm supposed to be sleeping and I'm trying to sleep. But instead I'm like, what if I did this? And then I wake up and I try to write down the ideas and I only write down half of the ideas. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's not gonna come to me. I'm gonna go back to sleep. And then I wake up. I'm like, dang it, I need to write down these ideas. But then I only write down half of it and then I start to get annoyed with myself. Oh, I'm fine. It's not a bad thing. It's just like... This is the thing about when you're a creator who is like runs on passion. I guess like when I'm really excited about something, I just want to keep working on it, you know? But there's only so many hours in the day, so many hours that you can use to work on these kind of projects. So like, I want to capitalize on this excitement and creativity and want to create while I am so motivated and have so many ideas, but I can't feasibly. And it's just about learning to manage that because it's been a very long time since I've had such like a strong and I guess prolonged creativity streak. Normally this is like a couple of days and then it kind of passes and it like chills out. This has been going on for a week. So I'm just trying to get used to it. I've been like trying to sleep earlier. I've been trying to like work earlier in the morning instead of like late at night. I'm trying to adjust the hours when I work on stuff. Trying to find out what works for me, you know? It's totally fine. Oh, don't worries. Don't worries. Yeah, no, I think that's the one I'm not gonna try. Good morning. But yeah, it's fine. It's just like I've been on a real creativity... I don't want to call it a spree or anything. It's just like I've been excited about making stuff. It's nice. It's nice. I'm excited. I hope I get to show it to you guys sooner. I say that because for some reason, do you guys ever do that thing where it's like... Okay, have you guys heard of the thing where someone is about to do something, but because you ask them if they can do... Oh shoot, I didn't water the crops. I forgot I don't have sprinklers. Shoot, okay. That is going to affect growth. Do not forget to water your crops. Anyways, so basically, when you tell someone to do something they're about to do, and then that makes them not want to do it, what basically happens with my brain is, when I say something out loud like, hey, I'm working on a video, my brain's like, oh my goodness, you spoke my secrets out loud, you have exposed something that I am not ready to share with the world, and then it just stops reminding me or like telling me or working with me when I try to work on content. It's kind of like having a tantrum, but it's your own head. So right lately, I've tried not to talk about my projects, not because I don't want to, but because I've learned my brain doesn't like it when I share things and they're not done. Oh, did I not water? Hold on. Yeah. I've been trying to adjust it. I've been actually sleeping more and... No, I think it's okay. Sorry, I just saw your message. Could never get into Stardew Valley. Planting and stuff waiting for it seems boredom. Okay, that's true. But you know what? That's what I thought when I was first told about Stardew Valley, because I'd had multiple people in my life who adore this game, tried to get me to play, and the concept didn't intrigue me, you know? But I actually tried it after they did the 1.6 update, which was sometime last year, so I've only been playing it for maybe half a year at this point. And the best thing about Stardew is that if you don't like farming, you don't have to. There are multiple farms you can choose, and one of them is a fishing farm. So there's very little land, so you can farm, but you do not have to, and instead what you can do is fish. If you like monsters, you can get a farm where at night monsters will come out, so you can just fight monsters and farm materials. There's one for mining, there's one for foresting and foraging. And the one I'm currently playing is actually meant for animals. So you start off with a chicken coop, and then because you start up with animals, it just makes it a lot easier. And then you can get like ranches and other coops and things like that. So there are lots of options if you don't like farming in Stardew. Also, my voice is already giving. I don't know why. Excuse me, you've been doing this for so long. What do you mean you're already giving? Oh, anchovies. I think that's the ocean. But yeah, so there are tons of options if you want to try it. I personally always do the Meadowlands farm because it gives you a little bit of space for farming. Oh, I don't care. A little bit of space for farming, but then like you kind of you get another source of income with the animals. It's nice. Extra caffeine, probably. That's the thing, I didn't today. Today I was actually like, I don't know, absolutely can only have 1 cup of milk tea. And I've been like, I had so much water today. Just because I noticed I've been dry. Like, I guess dry is not the correct way, but like... I had Vietnamese subs for lunch today, and whenever I have that, I always have to drink more water because it's not dry, but like, because you toast the bread and everything, I just find it's nice to have, you tend to, today I'm really all over the place. This is your intro to me. Hi, I'm Ria. I'm normally not this hyper. I have no idea what's going on right now. more of a city builder. Have I tried Against the Storm? I have not. I'm not familiar with that game. I think I love to play Meadowland Farm the most. I agree, Emma. Meadowland is like my go-to farm. I have experimented with some of the other farms, but Meadowland is definitely my go-to. I've actually played, I think I've played every single farm except the... except the one where the monsters come out. I'm not a fan of that. I think for that one, you might have to build a fence around your crops because I think the monsters can destroy your crops if you don't build. Does Civ count as city builder? Kind of, I think. Yeah, I don't mind. I just in case anyone is like, wow, this person is like this. I'm like, no, I have no idea. I guess no idea isn't quite right, but it's definitely like hyper. Very, very hyper. I think the fighting is fine because as someone who yearns for the mines, the only thing for me is there's a new game and it's called Fields of Mistria, and what I really like in that game is that if you can set a button so that instead of having to like button mash to do things like fight or I guess not fight, to like chop down trees. I was trying to figure out what that was. To chop down trees or things like that, you can set a button and then you don't have to button mash. It will automatically repeat the motion until you collect the material, and I really like that. One of the first games I want to play when I get my Steam Deck is Fields of Mistria on stream. I've tried so many times, it has not worked because of my setup. Yeah, honestly, I think if you have a good weapon, fighting is fine. If you don't get lucky with the RNG and you're just stuck with the not great weapons, it's definitely super, super tedious. Sorry, I didn't read your full comment, Emma, but I just wanted to like... I had a more fleshed out response once I chilled out. Civ doesn't fit the city builder genre. Oh, strategy? Well, I feel like... I guess it depends on your definition of city builder. I can see why you would consider it more strategy. But personally for me, you technically are building. But I feel like maybe something like Minami Lane would be something you'd consider city building. That's also fair. Yeah, that's the thing with game types. I think because a lot of times games are a combination, right? So there's very few games that are like pure city builder and things like that. So it is truly just based on your definition or what the dev categorized it as. Want to play Field of Mistria but don't have the right stuff to play? That is, yeah, I'm the same way. That's why I'm currently in the process of saving up for a Steam Deck. I do have the game and I have played it. Oh my gosh, look at that, we found a pot of gold. I used to think that this was like an automatic, you would guarantee to find it kind of thing, and then I found out it was just RNG chance. So many things in Stardew are really cool to explore. For example, once I got, I think, 4 owl statues, and I found out that that is also RNG. Steam Deck before PC upgrade. Yes, because the Steam Deck is more feasible, and it's something that I feel like if I get it, I can immediately start using it. The whole getting a whole PC, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with my old PC. My PC is fine, it's just, you know, it wasn't technically planned or optimized for streaming, so it's hard for me to be like, yeah, gotta replace it. You know, the PC upgrade will come someday. Probably after after all the evolutions are released. No, I'm kidding. Maybe not, because 4,400 yen, I'm... As much as I would love to get one of the life-size plushes, it's steep for me. Honestly, I think it's amazing that this game has not only inspired a whole genre, but it's essentially... Like, how do I explain this? There are so many things I love about this game, but they did not have it until the 1.6 update. So the fact that the dev is still continually developing game, although he has said the 1.6 is the last big update, is just crazy to me. Like, There is so much content. It was getting updated for years. I can definitely understand now why the people around me were so crazy about it and why it was constantly recommended to me. And now every time I see a game, I'm like, yeah, but like the art is not as good as Stardew. And it's not like meant to be a slight to those games. It's just that I think Stardew has just become so good that it's become a standard, you know? Crazy. And I think I didn't like this game. Do you know how many times people have told me I told you so? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you were right. You were right. Alright. Okay. By the way, the blue grass is exclusive to Meadowland Farms and it is the favorite food of the animals. It improves their friendship more than the regular grass, so I have found a way that if you remove the regular grass and just leave the blue grass, more bluegrass will grow back. It is kind of like a hack. Kind of. I don't think it's like an actual hack because maybe for other people they're like, yeah, that's just how it works. But for me, I just found this out. And like I said, I've been playing this game for 6 months. Still finding new things about it every time. I have no idea, but the animals love it and that's all that matters. If that's what they want, that is what they get. Whoa, look at the cash. 3333. 3. Almost missed one. Hi, Sebastian. I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. I definitely don't have a red mushroom. Ooh, okay, I think the hyper caffeine, whatever it was, has kind of worn off. I feel much more chill now. Maybe I'm not chill yet. Checking to see if there are any duggies. I had other things that I was gonna write down to like chat about and then I forgot. Forgot to write it down. Because I saw the evolution post. You know, maybe it was the evolution post that got me all worked up. Because I was doing a bunch of calculations and translating like the Japanese website. Oh gosh. Alright. Can I speak Japanese? I cannot. I did learn it and I want to learn Japanese, but I cannot speak Japanese at this time. I used to use Duolingo. I'm not comfortable with it anymore. They let go of a lot of their translation team in favor of using AI. I don't know about you guys. I use AI to sometimes translate things when there is no other way. And I cannot say that it is always correct, no matter how many translators stare at it and try to make sense at it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that choice, especially because they're teaching an actual language with context to people. But anyways. Is there a town a character I prefer to romance? Yes, every time I romance someone, it ends up being Harvey. So originally, the first character I wanted to romance, it was actually Elliot. Because, you know, he's a writer. I thought that was really cool. But then I found out that Ellie and I don't have good communication. And by that, I mean I thought he liked my gift, and it turns out he didn't, and I was the only one who didn't know. And then that's why it was so... I now understood why it was so difficult for me to, like, raise my affection with him. Because he was just not happy, and I didn't know. So after that, I was like, oh, Harvey. Harvey's easy to understand. Harvey communicates with me. No, shoot. Anyways, and then since then, for some reason, it's always been Harvey. Like, I've tried romancing other characters, like... I think I tried to romance Sam once, but then I kind of lost interest when I found out that he's always a penny. And then Sebastian, I did try to romance, but I've never married him. I think I'm currently like the furthest I've gotten is like giving him a bouquet, but I've never married him in the game. But of the multiple, I think at this point 6, 8 saves or playthroughs I've done of Stardew, and not full playthroughs. Some of them have just been like me experimenting with different farms. It's always been Harvey. Alright. Used myself as bait in order to get rid of the Dougie. Do not recommend. Jumping between learning names and colors. Yeah, honestly, the thing is with Duolingo, I think when they used to let you choose categories to learn, that was more intriguing to me. Like, you could focus on different concepts or like a category you wanted to learn, and I feel like that was more effective than like them trying to force you to do the standard start here, go here. You know what I mean? Like, before when you could choose, it felt more innovative because you could just select, and when you can study something you're interested in, you're just more likely to continue to do it. You know, honestly, he's very cute, but I don't think it's the facial hair. I've just learned to live with it because it's Harvey. You always romance the doctors? I see that you have a type. You know, self-sufficient, stable job. Very nice. I think there isn't a oh, there is a doctor in Fields of Mystria, but it is a she. But you know, nothing wrong with that too. Money. Great for medical assistance. I don't know. Harvey still charges you even though like you're married. He takes your money when you pass out in the mines. I don't know about, you know, money. It's essentially him. Oh, shoot, I forgot about the time. Yes, a female head doctor. She's very distinguished, very attractive. Yeah, that was some foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I can't believe I passed out in the mines again. Hello, well, oh my gosh, I have full health. This happens to me quite a bit. It used to, because I used to block the energy bar and then I wouldn't know how much energy I had, and then now apparently it's time. You see this, Harvey? Okay, I had $3,333 to my name, and then Harvey took 333 Oh my gosh, okay. I know he thinks he's being nice, it's a painful blow. I mean, eventually his money's gonna become my money, but until then, you know. Well, actually, does that mean my money becomes his money? Because I technically never see his money. I don't really know how I feel. No, I'm kidding. I don't think it's that deep, I hope. Oh, for a second I thought I missed something. I missed watering something. Nope, we're fine. I don't think they've ever officially announced it, but let's not break the immersion. Quite yet. Can't believe I didn't run out of space. That's crazy. Also, I ended up with a full energy bar. I did find out there are multiple ways you can like technically pass out, and one of those ways apparently involves you not losing your items or health bar, and I can't remember them specifically, but one of my favorite Stardew content creators is Junabi. I think that's her name. She has a very iconic purple Stardew character. And I really love her series where she makes like different character costumes on Halloween. That is what got me to follow her, but she has lots of great content for Stardew. If you have any questions or like wondering about hold on. If you're ever wondering about something about Stardew, she definitely has the answer. She doesn't know I exist, by the way. I just like her content. I also like that you get the dresser. This is one of the favorite things about Meadowland. I like the dresser more than the fish smoker. By the way, can you guys hear the music? Is it okay at an okay volume? Can hear the music? Yes, okay. Thank you for letting me know, because I always forget. I turned it off because I didn't want to listen to it and then ended up forgetting to turn it back on. Alright. Today's goal is to buy chickens. We're gonna go south to the ranch and buy 2 chickens, because now we have plenty of money. I don't remember what I was saving up for. I think I'm saving up for a horse stable, because I'm not counting that in this challenge. By the way, I do have formal challenge rules, kind of, if you look in the description box. But it's just like self-imposed challenge rules, because I find that when I play Stardew, I need to have a goal, because I'll just do whatever I want, but I like having a specific goal to work towards. In this case, it's 100 chickens. A chicken coop? Sorry, I don't understand the context. I read your comment out loud, but I don't really know the context. Wait, hold on. White chicken, okay. Saving for a chicken coop. Oh, no, because each chicken coop can have up to... You can upgrade the chicken coop up to 8 animals in a chicken coop. So in order to eventually have 100 chickens, I'll need to have multiple coops. But right now, I'm just trying to A, get more chickens, and B, upgrade the chicken coop. So we're gonna call you Nagi. Golden watering bucket. I've never upgraded the watering bucket in any playthrough. We're gonna call you Kunigami. I am currently naming them after Blue Lock players. I originally had a theme, but I realized if I'm gonna have 100 chickens, I'm just gonna name them whatever I feel like at the moment. Welcome to the family, Kunigami. Alright, now we're gonna go collect a bunch of berries. Today is Thursday, so that means tomorrow... Oh, look at that. Bubbly spot. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow the merchant's gonna be in town and we can see if we can get some cool things. Oh, that's why I needed to save up my money. That was unfortunate. Well, it was worth it to get a bunch of chickens. Just gonna have to sell a bunch of mayonnaise, make more mayonnaise machines, and then we'll recoup all that money. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Oh, hold on. I realized the reason why I can't reach the berries is because I don't have a magnet ring, so I literally have no magnetic qualities to my character. That's why all the berries keep entering difficult to reach places and then eventually cannot be collected. I don't know how long they last. Like if you try to harvest a berry and you don't collect it, I know it lasts at least a day. But I wonder how long until it like despawns, you know? I should have checked if the ones on my farm were still there. No, they're not magnetic. My character is magnetic, so magnetic that materials attach themselves to the character so that I can collect things and not have to go up and collect them, which makes things infinitely easier. Who knew that charisma was... I was kind of trying to make a joke about magnetism and charisma, and I'm a little too tired to do it. A certain kind of attraction. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was better. Better than what I had planned. more like the materials, you know? Actually, that sounds strange. But you know, it's kind of like those, what was it, the chocolate covered strawberries that became the most watched video on TikTok, where it was just someone doing a dramatic, dramatic camera work on chocolate strawberries. Those chocolate strawberries obviously had riz and charisma. But a lot of people actually are still trying to replicate that on YouTube. It does not work quite the same. Alright. This is much better. My first fishing attempts never turn out well, but after that I kind of like getting my sea legs. Or my rod arm. Don't really know how to refer to it. Hello, welcome! I'm currently in the process of like relearning how to fish with the basic rod and the very small target area. A little too poor to be investing in the fishing rod. Especially with the merchant coming in soon. Alright. But somehow fishing is still my highest efficiency. I sure doesn't show it. But welcome to anyone new who is just finding me. I'm Ria. I stream a lot of kind of cozy games. Right now, I'm rotating a bunch of games. But I am doing an ongoing 100 chicken challenge on Stardew, so I stream this twice a month. I honestly would do more, but I kind of am at a place where I want to try a bunch of games. Also, I'm worried about Stardew fatigue. Now, if you don't know, Stardew fatigue is when you play Stardew off-stream and on-stream, and then it does not end quite as well. There's also book club. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, there is a book club. Thank you to whoever sent the marshmallow and dubbed it the BBC, the Bunny Book Club, where we're currently, I think we don't have a book club this month due to some small delays, but next month we'll be reading Lout of Account Family Volume 3. So if you like fantasy, if you like isekai, if you like just yapping, you should definitely stop by. Where did I put the other egg? Alright. Got that. I think I have to put a bunch of stuff in the museum. What else did I come here for? Oh, parsnip. Parsnip. Thank you, that's so sweet of you to say. Sorry, I thought I heard something and I was like trying to listen to see what it was. Woo! Okay, so Pam wants a parsnip, putting away these. I think I'm gonna sell the fish. I forgot I don't have the price book yet. Okay, yeah, we can sell this fish, or definitely sell this fish. No, I understand. I totally get that, because when I think okay, not everyone, but I feel like a lot of people have probably had the experience where when you're in school, all you read is things for school, right? So once I graduated, it was hard for me to like get back. Oh, that's not. It's hard to get back into the habit of just like recognizing reading for fun. As someone who is constantly reading, my transition was a little shorter because I'm constantly reading. But I definitely understand that, like, not having the time to read things that you enjoy and reading because you know you have to get this reading done. But honestly, congrats on working on your PhD. That's amazing. That some people don't even read school, right? You know, that's also true. I thought Pam would be here. I wonder where she is. There she is, there she is. Hello. You asked for the parsnip. Okay, do not accidentally gift tickets to people. I have accidentally done it. They do like the gift, it's just you don't want to lose the gift ticket. Oh my gosh, good luck to all of you who are in school. Case studies, I am not envious. Yeah. The thing is, like, if you're studying something you enjoy, it can be fun. Of course, there are not fun parts in between. But good luck to those of you who are finishing out this semester. You can do it. I believe in you. You will get through this. But I don't know, I feel like it's fun. Part of like me wanting to do a book club is I kind of have a captive audience. Kind of. Like voluntarily captive. But it's nice to have like a group where we're all reading and talking and yapping about something, about a book. Because everyone sees things differently, so it's really fun to hear everyone's like different takes on the book and like different scenes and different characters. And it reminded me why, like, I love reading, but it's really, really fun to be able to discuss with people. Mangas? No! There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, there was this whole thing, I think, during the pandemic where a lot of people started getting to book talk. And book talk is big on romantasy, which is like romance fantasy, and also it's also known for the spicy stuff. It's not that spicy. I'm just gonna say it's not that spicy. But I think whatever gets people into reading helps them discover a love for reading or realize like, hey, it was the books I was reading and not the fact that I don't like reading. It's all totally valid, and I'm so glad that people were able to discover joy in reading. I love manga. I read manga, manhwa, light novels. It's so great to be in a time where we have access to all kinds of media, and definitely should take advantage of it. 100% would recommend it. One of the things that we're reading right now, The Loud of the Count Family, it actually also comes in a manhwa, and I always say, like, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you, because the manhwa does follow the novel quite closely. Of course, the novel has, like, a bit more perspective, but manhwa is also valid. As someone who grew up I grew up in the era of fanfiction.net. Not quite LiveJournal, but fanfiction.net, so I've been jump scared when authors were like lime and there was literally nothing, or like they're like, oh, this has a little bit of lemon and it was just like full blown. I'm like, oh my god. So admittedly, I'm a little desensitized, but at the same time, it's like when I read the romantasy stuff and they're like, wow, it's so spicy, and I'm like, where? It's not meant to be like, oh, this isn't good, and I'm just saying it's not that it's not good. It's just like, I guess because I am used to a different definition of it, so I'm just, it's always funny. I'm sorry, that's still not right. That's not fair. Like I said, I'm just glad people are reading. I'm just glad people are reading. That wasn't fair of me to say. That's the thing. That's also what... Whenever something... We have to have a bit of a discussion about this. As someone who... Like I said, I was on fanfiction.net. I probably shouldn't have been. Freerun was okay, I don't get the hype, and that's fair. Because I think the benefit of all these things is like you get to read it, and then if it's not for you, that's fine. I'm sure there is something else that maybe you'll like. As a disclaimer, the book club is PG. Yeah, it is. I will not be reading... we will not be reading spicy books for book club. But the thing with book talk is focused on what gets views. What gets views is specific things. And I think this is just a trend. I don't mean it in a bad way. Let me explain. If you were on fanfiction.net during the era I was, there was something called Ask the Characters. What they would do was, reviewers would leave questions and then the author would answer in character. So it would be like the character would be answering the commenters' questions. That was the whole thing on fanfiction.net. There was also something where authors are like, oh my gosh, if I don't get 10 comments, I'm not going to update the next chapter. So they essentially held things hostage. And then we had the whole era on what was it, on Tumblr. Like, there are so many trends where you're like, okay, maybe this is not something you would want young people to partake in. I think it's inevitable they will find it. I do disagree with the adults who are actively getting the children into it. And by children, I mean young people, where they're like, it's not wrong for them to read something a little spicy, but it is wrong of these adults to tell these kids, hey, these are the best stories, these are the stories you have to read, or like putting down materials like young adult novels, saying like, oh, it's not great, it's immature, and letting these kids feel like they have to read the romantasy books in order to be a true book talker. I disagree with that. Book talk is not horrible, it's just like anything that got too big, it's one part of the fandom. I've seen that side of the fandom where it's like one-liners, where it's like enemies to lovers and everything is just tropes, and I'm not necessarily a fan of it, but there are aspects of book talk where it's like, hey, I'm obsessed with science fantasy books. Here are my recommendations, and it's a community where all they read is science fantasy. There is autobiography book talk. There is real crime autobiography book talk. There's all kinds of book talk. The most prominent form of it is, unfortunately, this romantasy where they're pushing it, and some of these novels are not great. Arguably, the novels that some were famous when I was young wasn't great either. Twilight's not great. I'm not saying that because it's things, but there are definitely things about Twilight where I don't want to get into a whole discussion about it, but Twilight started as fan fiction, and that explains a lot. Not because fanfiction is bad, but because there's a specific tone of fanfiction that you can tell. I'm gonna get too into this. I was recently watching a bunch of video essays on like fanfiction to publishing, and the thing is, for a lot of fanfiction is great. However, there is so much context that is lost when you take a fanfic and publish it in traditional, because the whole point of fanfic is that you know the story and the characters, so you don't have to do a lot of discussion. But yeah. I missed so many of your comments because I was like talking. Let me just get through them now. The spice is either extremely graphic or unrealistic, or the world building is awful. Love to be proven wrong if anyone has Rex. I don't have any because I tend not to read it. Not because it's not good, just none of them have really caught my interest. If you are interested though, book club, I do have a couple series planned, and I think they're pretty fun to discuss. If you like world building, if you like character development, if you enjoy... We dissect a lot. Dissecting not to like the minute details, kind of, I do it. But I think the stories I try to do in book club are licensed, so you can access them in your local libraries. And they're also licensed in English, so we're doing formal translations. I think it'll be good choices, and if you don't want to do book club but you're just interested in the books, that's also fine. So much of book talk is just, unfortunately, it's turned me off of a romantasy. Not that I'm turned off of it completely, but just the books they tend to recommend. Because a lot of the ways they recommend it, and I'm going to get into another rant. Let me briefly say this. If you only say one line to sell your book, that's never going to be enough. Because a book should be more than just one line, you know? And that's my issue. That's my issue. So, it's just turned me off, unfortunately. Please get into a whole discussion of Twilight. I didn't read Twilight. I want to say this not because I'm like, I'm not like other people. No. The reason I didn't read Twilight is because I heard 1,000-year-old vampire, young girl, werewolf, and then the love triangle. And for some reason, none of that hit any neurons in my brain. It didn't interest me at all. That is just why I never got into Twilight. I've had cousins and relatives who read Twilight and they swear by it, but no matter how many times we discussed it, I never got interested. I did kind of watch the movie, but I still never got into it. So I can't discuss Twilight. The only thing I can discuss is the spoilers I've seen, the things I've heard. I feel like that wouldn't be entirely fair to Twilight. Reading Twilight might be a batsu for me. And a batsu is just kind of like if you... It's like a punishment, not because it's bad, but because I generally just have no interest in it. So even though I have thoughts on Twilight, I don't feel it's fair of me to make a whole discussion about it, I guess, because I haven't read it. That's just how I am. It's where authors and readers promote that shouldn't be promoted. You know, that's fair as well. Romantasy, I think as a concept, is so good. My favorite manhwas are all romantasy. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of right now these things are popular and I can see them dying down. I think Book Talk, with all the L's they've taken a bunch of L's. It's not going to stop or end Romantasy or Book Talk. It's just like they've kind of taken a speed bump, you know? And I think once they settle in, things might be a little different, but ultimately I think, I don't want to say it sounds terrible. I do think it is just a phase. I do think as these young girls explore the fact that they love reading, maybe they'll continue to like it, but I'm sure a bunch of them will also discover they love other things. And as long as you get started in reading, I think it's okay. It's okay as long as you start reading, no matter how you started or what got you into it, you know? That's my end-all take. I remember that there were, by the way, trashy romance novels, what did we call them? That were like, what was it, Fabio? He was constantly on the covers of all these novels, and I still see them. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think they're called like Harlequin or something. But it's just like these, I don't want to call them trashy. That's just literally, sorry, how I've always seen them be called. But like, these will always exist. But I think as the girls grow up and they get older, they will start developing other interests, and that's totally fine. Even if they still like to enjoy this as like their comfort reading, totally fine as well, as long as they are not taking the wrong lessons or trying to turn these romances into reality. I think that's totally fine. As long as they are separating fiction and reality, it's totally fine. I'm not calling Fabio. I'm calling the novels that he made him famous. Team Jacob for life. I'm glad you were able to add something on your list. I hope you enjoy Loud of Accounts Family. It's such a great story. Why are we putting children in 500 plus? That's the thing. I feel like my issue is I have read stories where it's like, I am a demon king and you are the reincarnation of my lover. And I'm kind of like, okay. Only if you find her when she's much older, because that's just my comfort level. Also, if you are that far apart, how are you able to discuss anything? How do you not see them as a child? And I think that's one of the things Freerin did really well. Because Freerin was so much older, her perception of a lot of things and her concept of time was so different, you know? That's why I think they explored some of those aspects of like longevity and time and like how that affects how you perceive other people and other things really well. That's why like some of these age gaps, like, don't get me wrong, I was young. Like I said, I read problematic age gaps when I was young, just because there will always be these kind of novel romances. Not just novel, but mangas. But yeah, I don't know. As like someone who is older now, I'm kind of like, I don't know how you would communicate. I don't know what interests you would have. How would you like want the same things? I don't know. Is Wattpad still a thing? Yes. It was unfortunately bought by Webtoon. I say unfortunately. When you take a bunch of people who wrote for fun, who wrote original and fanfic for fun, and suddenly try to have them get monetized, but I have too many thoughts on Wattpad. I have too many thoughts. As someone who tried to use the website, could not navigate it for the life of me, gave up on using it, but there were some really good stories on there. Wattpad has become interesting. Wattpad and Webtoons has apparently churned out so many strange movies and books. I say strange only because sometimes there are stories where you're like, yeah, a traditional publisher probably wouldn't have taken a chance on this, and I see why. Like, you shouldn't be giving traditional publishing wins like that. We're trying to get them to diversify, not be like, I told you so. Anyways. The trashy romances, they're so stupid and I love them. Yes. Yes. See, no problem with that. You do you. I also have some cheesy Mary Sue romances I love. There are some mangas I love. They are so cheesy and cliche, but I love them. Nothing wrong with that. Books were always so small and they could fit. Yeah, I heard that too. That's why they were always so small, but they were thick, right? Yeah, I remember that. For poor writers to get published and for bad plot devices to be rinse and repeat. I agree. I agree. I just wanted to make it very clear because as someone who's been on the internet as long as I have, ever since we found out that posting a song lyric is not meant to be a silly thing, but is a subliminal message you're trying to send to a specific person, the internet has decided everything has a subliminal message, so I just wanted to be very explicit about it. Honestly, his hair is pretty iconic. I remember his cameo in Big Time Rush and his Old Spice commercial. Like, he is iconic. But I definitely agree that self-publishing is great for authors who may not have been given a chance to do traditional publishing. It has unfortunately also dropped a lot of standards in terms of what is ready to be published, what should be published, what may needed a little more polishing before it was published. Also, I agree with the fact that there are some concepts where it's like, I didn't want to okay, we're going to discuss this briefly because I can't not say it now that I thought about it. When you said bad plot devices to be rinsed and repeated, I instantly thought of Mafia. Because I saw a young girl who wrote out her list for a dream guy and it involved him having to currently be part of the Mafia, and that's when I'm concerned. Like I said, nothing wrong with enjoying something silly and cliche and trashy if you can differentiate between real and fiction, but if it's getting to the point where young girls are mistakenly associating these things and confusing them with reality, I am concerned. I am so concerned, and this is why I have blocked Book Talk in order to keep outgrowing trends, which makes them poor quality. Also true, because the publishers are like, oh my gosh, look at this. This is what people want, and they're pushing out these things because they just want to make money. Yeah, unfortunately, that's why it's like, I want the authors to get their bag. I don't agree. I guess I can't even say I don't agree because it's like, it's just sad to see. I will say it's sad to see. I was gonna name an author. I don't think I should. I don't want to get into too many fights. I feel like if anyone from Book Talk got a hold of this VOD, it would. You can find a lot of wrong with fantasies, even dangerous fantasies. That is also fair. Everyone has different standards, different preferences. I feel like as long as people are differentiating from reality and fantasy, it is fine. But I understand why there are some people who are like uncomfortable with it, and that's totally okay. That's why I feel like, yeah, I think it's just about all readers finding their own standard and preferences, because ultimately there are so many books being published. Something you're not comfortable with, then you probably wouldn't buy it and you wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But there will always be an audience for something. That's why one of my favorite things when you are looking for things online and I don't want to mention any sites, okay? When you look at manga online and you can remove tags, that is the best for me. Tagging systems where you can find out what it's about and you can like be able to filter out what you do and don't like. I think that is so good and so important. And I feel like if books were able to do that, like if you could go to a bookstore and find things based on tags, it would be good. because then you could find what you want and you wouldn't have to accidentally find something that may not be what you like. A lot of people can return books. A lot of people don't return books. If you don't like it, you can return it. The only concern with tagging is like, what do you tag? How do people tag? And that's why I get why traditional publishers and bookstores don't tag things necessarily. But it's just something I've gotten used to as someone who consumes manga and fanfic, and I find it's very, very useful, especially if there are things like you are very uncomfortable with, and then you can filter those out. That's just how it is. Anyways, I forgot. We were supposed to be doing a Stardew stream. I do appreciate the discussion. Don't get me wrong. I really like being able to discuss these things with you guys. It's just like, I was like, oh yeah, we were in the middle of a stream. If anyone was coming in, I promise you I am in fact playing Stardew. It's just discussions. Okay, we do have to donate that. Does anyone have other manga manhwa works? Yes, absolutely. 16-minute. Thank you for letting me know, Double Red. I had no idea it was that long. Isn't Stardew just an excuse to yap anyways? I feel like for most people it would be yes. But for me, I tend to yap while I'm playing Stardew. It is pretty rare, I guess, for me to like just talk and not play Stardew. Does that make sense? Like usually I can kind of handle both, but in this case, I wanted to be able to focus and articulate my thoughts better, because I know that this is a subject where I didn't want my words to be misunderstood. Because it's the internet. Also, I do have other recs, Corby. Do you have preferences? I know you said you do like romance, and I think you said you also enjoyed... No, I actually am not sure if you mentioned it. What kind of preferences do you have for manhwa? I have so many recs to give. It's why I started book club. I keep thinking, I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? I think I'm supposed to be fishing, but it's only 90 gold, which is very cheap, Demetrius. We're just gonna go cut up some wood. We're gonna go collect... Oh, I remembered. Shoot. You know what we were supposed to do? We were supposed to go say hi to the new chickens. Start getting that affection rating up. The real reward is fishing. That's why it's the highest. Yeah. Unexpectedly, I went from like not being able to fish at all and refusing to fish to being able to have it be my highest skill. Love a romance isekai is cool, but you need the female... Yes, I agree. Okay, sometimes it's fun when the female lead is like... I like when the female lead is naive and it drives the love interest crazy, because I'm like, you deserve that. But I definitely agree with you. A strong female lead. Extra bonus for schemes, revenge, and character growth. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me think. I think I have like the perfect one. Okay, I thought I was like... Because it's dark and I don't have a glow ring, I cannot tell if I'm hitting a tree or not. A good romance... Okay, so there is a story, and it is called Another Romance Fantasy. It is probably what I consider to be one of the perfect romances. Now, here are a couple of the, I guess, the tags, if you will. The male lead is a bit unconventionally attractive. And by that, I do not mean he does not have black hair and red eyes. What I mean is, he is someone who has spent his whole life fighting, and he is protecting the border. So he is full of scars. He is, well, he's full of scars. Like, literally. He is still what I consider to be attractive, but he's not conventionally attractive because of him intentionally making his appearance the way it is to be called and labeled a monster by the rest of society. The other caveat is, in this story, there are mentions of DV. It's DV because the main female lead went back in time because in her first life she had isekai'd into a world, got what she had thought was her happy ending, and ended up in a really bad situation. Her goal, that she got a second chance to, I guess, try again, came with a consequence. So it's not like a OP character. She has a consequence for having to turn back time. Number two is there are lasting trauma that she has to consciously work through, and the male lead also has trauma he's working through. But however, both of the characters do, even though they're working through the trauma, both of the characters and the story that the author is writing, their whole goal, and this is what got me hooked on the story, they said that they wanted the story that every chapter you could read and end on a warm note. It literally, it's not a happy ending. Don't mistake that for a happy ending. But the way the author is trying to convey the story, where every time you finish a chapter, you feel very cozy. You feel like you went through a story, and there are cliffhangers and there is like a lot of things going on, but it's such a warm story, and that's how I can best explain it. He, by the way, I should say, I'm sorry I misled you, he does have dark hair and red eyes, but the reason I said that is because, like, a lot of times when you're like, oh, he's an unconventional male lead, it's just like he's, I don't know, has green hair, which does not often happen, you know? But I just wanted to be sure. I wanted to be sure. Some people, it's a deal breaker. A female lead that actively walks into traps. I agree. When they're like, the female lead is so smart, and then she's like, oh, suspicious man asked me to meet him in an alleyway? I'll definitely go by myself. I'm like, why? Why? Especially if you're a modern woman, there's no way you would go into a mysterious alley by yourself with a man you've never met. I'm just saying, I don't even think that any kind of modern person would do that. Anyways, it's so good. Another romance fantasy. There's no novel, it is an original story, and it is one of the best isekai romantasies I've read. Highly recommend, Corby. To anyone who likes isekai and romantasy, highly recommend. Yes, now we can get mystery boxes. Oh, Aldosar. If I don't hear from you next stream, I'll assume that's what happened. Alright, I hope I remembered to actually water. I think I did. Really throwing me off. And by that, I mean, like, the fact that I don't have sprinklers. Because I got to the point in my other save files where now I have, like, the automatic sprinklers, and now I'm like, ugh, manual watering again? Cauliflower. Jody asked for a lot. Can request a video of your recommendations with short summary. That's actually a good idea. Okay, maybe I will do that. Maybe I will do that. Hold on, let me write that down. So you guys know how I mentioned I got like this book stand? It's what it's called. I don't actually call it that. To me, it's kind of like the music stands, but this one, it has like the prongs to hold your book. Does anyone else do the thing where like for some reason you prefer an orientation when you're doing different things? And this is how I explain it. When I'm doing something logical, like taking notes, I like to have my notes vertical. When I'm doing something creative or like I'm just being casual, I like it in horizontal mode or landscape mode. For some reason, that's just what's comfortable for me. Rec video. with summary. Alright. I might make it a series where I do it for different genres, like, because I'll be honest, the benefit of being able to wanting to read everything is you read everything, and then the negative of reading everything is you read everything. I tend to read a lot of fantasy, but I essentially have read from most genres except mecha. Just get one to start. I know, yep, don't worry, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna zoom ahead. I've learned my lesson. I will first finish the first 3 videos I have planned, and then this one will be added to my idea list. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I did have like a subscribe alert. I do turn it off because this is kind of silly. I thought it was broken because I didn't realize that everyone had a difference. I didn't even tweet. Hold on. Well, I'll say this while I tweet. I didn't realize that YouTube had public and private subscriptions. So every time I asked my chat to like help me test it out, it didn't work. And I was like, oh, so now I just don't turn it on. But thank you so much for subscribing. I'm glad that you're enjoying the content. I really have fun like discussing, and I've really enjoyed the talk so far. But yeah, another romance fantasy. Highly recommend. I did have another rec, but I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. It is of a similar premise though. If I think about it, I'll be sure to put it in a video, or I'll tweet about it. Alright, now we're gonna go... First, I gotta figure out something. I can make a mayonnaise machine. Wood, stone, earth, stone, copper bar. Let's make another mayonnaise machine first before I forget. Copper bar, stone, and wood. That's why I needed wood. I am all over the place, yeah. Today is just one of those days. But at least it's been entertaining for you guys. Content, you know? Hello. Hello. Where's the 4th one? Where's Nagi? Oh, there you are, Nagi. If anyone watches or reads or watches Blue Lock, that is where I got the names. I've been on a Blue Lock kick. And by that, I mean I found out Blue Lock has a coloring book that was just released, and now I'm trying to convince myself I don't need it. But I probably will get it, because I took a look at the comic book, or the coloring book, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to talk about this. There's just... I think, like... I don't want to... It's just... I don't know how to explain this. There's a lot to talk about with the coloring book. The reason I don't want to say it isn't because, like, no spoilers or anything, but because I've literally been so all over the place. I wrote down all my notes, though. This one I think I wrote down, like, a whole notes app page on just, like, my thoughts on this coloring book. So I was like, yep, I'm probably gonna have to turn this one into a video. By the way, it released today, so I'm just dramatic. Just being very dramatic. But apparently that's just how I am now. I also... Hold on. Let me just see this for a sec. Do I have this or do I not? Pomegranate. I always buy the rare fruits because sometimes you need them. Fish and seaweed. I could buy it. Here's the thing. When you find the vendor, sometimes you see things and you're like, I know this is one of the things I need for the bundle. I could make it myself cheaper, but then I have to learn how to make the maki roll. So sometimes it's just cheaper to buy it. I'll just, I don't know, mine more. Oh, now I can't afford the wine. Well, that's okay. We get a wine barrel, I think, for one of the rewards, so that was probably doable. This one always makes me hesitate because the rare seed it sells very well, and it's also essential for you to get a star drop. But we're gonna be so poor. Nope, gonna resist. I think that one comes in That one pops up more often, it's just the other two. Today is very rare form for me. I'm gonna rewatch this VOD later, and for some reason, like even though I streamed for I think 2 years now, rewatching my VODs never gets easier. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, what happened to you? But content. Let's see. One of the things for Stardew is that when you reach like level 10 and you can pick this or that, or like I think not just level 10, level 5 and level 10. I always pick tracker so I can find out if there are anything to grab, because instead of getting like the highest grade, I think it's much more useful to know if it's worth it to venture into a space if there are things to pick up. Because like eventually you'll get like gold stars of things, but then knowing that you can figure out without having to walk all the way to the beach if there's something there to pick up or not is extremely useful. The content is important. I appreciate that you guys are enjoying the content. It's mainly just me giving my thoughts though, I'll be honest. It's mainly just me giving my opinions. Since you rewatch your VODs, have you noticed how you changed over time? Oh, definitely. I think when I first started streaming, I was kind of unhinged because I had 0 viewers and I was like, I'll just talk. Thankfully, I'm still mindful enough not to say anything too much, but I was definitely more all over the place, even more, but not in like the fun content way. It was more like just trying to get used to talking on stream. And then when I did get viewers, I had to like balance between me trying to be myself and me being the character I wanted to play. And then I realized I didn't have fun playing a character because I have more fun when I can just like be myself, but in I guess a more focused sense, if that makes sense, because like I'm conscious I'm streaming, but I'm still being myself. And then I realized that I was concerned about things when I was streaming because I was dealing with a lot of things for the first time. Sometimes where like people would give certain comments, or like I realized that I wasn't speaking my boundaries very clearly, or I didn't have boundaries, or I didn't know I needed boundaries for this. And then it's just kind of like watching that progression has been very interesting for me, because there are lots of things that I thought I was doing, but I was not. So in hindsight, it's important to rewatch. So like, am I doing what I think I'm doing, instead of just being like, yeah, I'm doing all these things, I've read about streaming, I know all the tricks, and then to realize like, oh, so this is how you put into practice, or you didn't react fast enough here, or like, here, maybe you should try this. Like, I think that's really important. Someday we will get filtered with longer rants. Yeah, maybe not. The thing for me, the reason I don't like to do too unfiltered for rants is the internet is forever. The internet is forever. And even though there are some things I don't mind saying, like I'm not currently saying anything that if I had someone ask me in real life that I wouldn't be comfortable saying to someone's face, you know? Like, I'm okay with like stating these opinions no matter who or when asks me. The only thing is, I don't want to be known for it. Because I feel like when you give out that energy, it kind of attracts, not like, I mean, unfiltered, very strong, ranty. It's not the energy I want to put out, if that makes sense. I like to express my opinions and my thoughts, but I also want to do it in a way like I have good points. I'm making valid, I am conveying my thoughts. Does that make sense? Instead of just like angry. Upset, or like emotional. That's just not how I want to be, and it's not that I'm saying anyone is like that. I am saying that that's my concern. It's why I'm trying to be more measured. Thank you. I appreciate that, because even though sometimes like I think I'm doing okay, but sometimes I'm like, I do want to, it's like, how do I say this? It's not that I need someone to say like, oh, I agree with you or anything. It's just like knowing that my thoughts are being coherent and that I'm able to convey what I want to convey is important to me as someone who who is more straightforward and who tries to be very thorough in the way I explain things. It's just how I am. I like knowing that that's coming across. And if someone needs clarification, I don't mind. As long as they ask, nicely. It's just my personality. I am definitely like... I do think that it definitely comes across when I'm streaming. But I appreciate that there are some of you who are here and you're like, yeah, I'm totally okay with this. You see, sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna look back at this and be like, wow, you're gonna have to start writing things down, and I don't like that. Because sometimes I have certain things I want to say, and then because I'm not on stream, I don't say them. And then when I want to say them on stream, I don't remember how I want to phrase it. Does this make me type A? Because people are like, you're type A or type B, right? I always thought I was type B, but maybe I'm type A. Sorry, I was having an existential crisis. Very minor, don't worry about it. This is why I say, like, when you actually start streaming and, like, listening to yourself, you're kind of like, I never knew I did that. Blood type? No. Blood type is just blood type. Like, type A is when you are very... Ooh, okay. We got a chicken statue. Anyways, type A is when you are very plan-oriented, when you're very structured, when you like things done a certain way. I always thought I was type B, as in being more, like, a little more free-spirited. Mainly because I did not like it when people told me what to do when I was younger. It's why I call myself like a gremlin. Like if people gave me a good reason why we had to do something, I would follow it. I was good at following rules, but if your rule made no sense to me, I'd be like, I wouldn't remember to do it. Anyways. More chicken for the chicken god. No. They're not like... I don't... Sorry, I was like trying to read the comments and there was like 3 different things trying to follow it. I always seem very structured. That's the thing. I'm structured in a way that makes sense to me, but other people don't necessarily see me as structured, Oh, that one. Ta-da! And now we have 5 chickens. Oh, I forgot. We should add chickens. But yeah, I think, like, there's nothing wrong with liking or wanting to do, like, personality quizzes and things like that. I think those are fun. Don't take it too seriously. Have fun with it. Totally okay. But sometimes when people follow things very rigidly, or like they have to put things into this category and this category, I think it just doesn't account for the fact that people are multifaceted. Like, I've been told I'm both logical and creative. And I accept that because I do like structuring out things, but I like to approach it in a way that I think is creative and fun. It doesn't necessarily be creative to other people, but it is to me. I'm trying to find something. Where did they put the chickens? Is it here? Sorry, I'm trying to add more chickens to the layout and where did I put it? Is it here? Hold on, I'm gonna find out where I have the current chickens. They are in... Oh, okay, I found it. So it's... Oh, now you know where to find it, okay. Ta-da! We got 1 more chicken. And then we're gonna add another chicken. I will eventually add blue chickens, but right now they're all going to be white and brown. Alright. There we go. And we successfully have 4 chickens now. But yeah, I just never thought I suited like type A when I was younger, because even though I was structured, it wasn't in like a way that I felt like I was more free-spirited than structured, if that made sense. A part of pop psychology, maybe the big 5. That's true. I think the MBTI is probably what a lot of people default to. Like, they think that's probably the most comprehensive, but arguably, like, because people will always portray themselves the way, or describe or want to portray themselves in a certain way, MBTI is still not entirely accurate, but I do think it has more flexibility than per se, what is the other one? There were a whole bunch. There were a whole bunch we did for psychology. I can't remember it right now. There was like another big personality test that people used to do in university, I think. And sometimes people do it for college jobs and interviews as well. It's crazy. I don't know. I think it's fun to do them. And to like, if it helps you get an understanding of like how you want to come across or how you might come across to other people, I think that's interesting. What was I gonna do? We're gonna check the bundles. We're gonna put Maki. Okay. Quality spring. Do we not even have everything yet? Oh, the reason we don't have everything is because I didn't water it one day. That's why some of the things weren't growing. Oh. Alright, answered that question. Hold on, today we're just going to put everything in the community center. So we definitely have this one, and then the carrot. Construction. Nope. Nope. This one. Okay, so we haven't unlocked anything else yet. So we're gonna grab this. Grab this, cause this, and I think this, even though it's a gold star. Normally I don't use gold stars, but these ones are okay. And then probably, I think this one, maybe this one. Not sardine, I think it's anchovy, and not herring. Okay, so today is just going to be a community center day. Yeah, so this is something I've heard, but in South Korea, there are 2 things they do that are kind of different than other countries. Number 1 is you must include a picture with your resume. And there are places for you to take professional headshots, and it's like a photo booth, but it's for professional headshots because people have to include it with their resume. Number 2 is that some companies ask for your MBTI, and that's to understand if you have a personality type that is fit for the job or to fit in with the company culture. Yep. So I think in Japan, there was a point, my Japanese teacher told us that what used to be really common is people would ask you for your blood type, and it would kind of give them a sense of who you were as a person. And I remember like my teacher asking us like, oh, does anyone know their blood type? I don't think any of us knew. We probably were in college then. So it's funny to look back, but I don't think any of us knew, but they do, because this is something I guess they are, not because only they do like a yearly checkup, but also because this is something that is of interest to them, it's of importance to them, so they make it a point to learn it. But I always found that really interesting. Universal donor. Okay, I'm okay with you guys sharing things, but definitely maybe I'm just old. You know, I trust you guys not to share too much on the internet. But universal donor. I had a teacher who I think his wife was the universal donor, like the rare one. Oh my goodness. I hear that they constantly call you because they constantly need it. I've never donated blood, but I do have friends who do and they're very passionate about it, and I think it's amazing that they're able to do it. That is wonderful. I honestly probably would donate if I could. I just don't meet one of the requirements. But I do think it's very important, and I think it's great if people who can and are able to donate do. Something I want to do someday. I think I've helped run blood drives before, but because like if I can't donate, I want to do something else. And you know, whatever you can do does help. But it's very important. Okay. Then... Okay, you need that. I think I do have the red cabbage seed, so that should be fine. Oops. Aha. Alright, got a lot done. Now, crab pots are fun because if you had them before you finish that bundle, you could finish that bundle very quickly. Getting them after that bundle, and it's like... it's kind of like extra work. But if you like fishing, you can catch some of the more interesting fish in that one. In the crab pots. Or so I am told. I have never used them. They are probably gonna go into the storage box, or these little storage chests here. And they will look pretty. Ooh, we got speed grow. I just realized we got speed grow. At this point, I'm just used to finishing the bundles, and I don't remember all of the rewards. I just remember the big rewards. The crab pot is fine. And by fine, I mean... it's okay, we finished the bundle, that's what's important. And now we have them. Alright. I'm trying to think, what else do I need to finish? Because it's Friday. So Sunday is going to be the other merchant. I don't think there's anything pressing besides building a silo, but that's kind of gonna take time because you need the clay. Maybe I'm gonna go into the mines and start just trying to find clay. It's never taken me this long. Some of the RNG is always really interesting in Stardew. But I will say that as someone who plays Stardew with a controller, I don't understand. I like commend people who are able to play Stardew on the keyboard. Button mashing your keyboard. Thank you for trying to manifest that for me. That would be huge, because once we can start getting the silo, then I can actually start like harvesting this green grass. We're gonna leave the blue, but we're gonna harvest the green grass in order to get hay. Oh, okay, out of energy. See, I can actually see it now. It was worth it to move the... I know it kind of looks interesting, the orientation. It makes more sense for my character to be on the right, but then I can't see the energy bar. And I've passed out in the mines one too many times. One too many times. Alright, 760. Good haul, good haul. Once the chickens grow up, there's gonna be even more mayonnaise. Alright, parsnips. Today is Saturday. We can... So here's my thing. I only want to harvest the parsnips when we can plant more. Okay, lots of farming. Yes, yes. 2. Okay, we literally... Oh my gosh! Alright. Don't mind, don't mind. I'm just not wasting fertilizer and a spot where you could potentially... See, I do have multiple save files on this. Potentially waste an opportunity to get gold star parsnips. You play on keyboard? I commend you. It's just like the button mashing for me on the mouse. I could never do it. Also fishing. If you can fish on Stardew with a keyboard, I think you are a superhero. I don't know how you're able to do it. Like, the controller is pretty much as far as I'm gonna go. It's why I don't play Stardew if I don't have the controller. And for a long time, oh, fun fact, I used to play Stardew on my computer, but I switched to the Switch, get it? Because I could no longer play with my controller on my computer. My computer stopped recognizing my controller. I was devastated. I think I tried, like, working with the limited functionality I had, and I even tried playing with a keyboard, and it's not the same. Controller for life. Kind of person. Also, people who play on mobile, that is also very crazy to me. It's probably because I've only ever played console. But still. Yay, look, the blue grass is growing, I told you. Soon, this whole area will be full of just blue grass. Ooh, okay, we're gonna put that away too. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's probably... like, depends on what you're used to, isn't it? Mobile games are a different breed. Agreed. I've seen people talk about how they play on the mobile, and I'm like... Oh my goodness, I don't even know how you figured that out, but good for you. I didn't even want to attempt it. As much as I, like, support the Stardew creator and I'd be glad to buy it, it's just like... I don't think I could do it. Okay, by the way, I'm heading out to buy parsnip seeds because we still need one more gold parsnip. Just one. We will get it. A mobile gets auto attack in the mines? You know, it makes sense, but at the same time, I'm very jealous. Very jealous. Oh, you need carp? I think I have carp. No! Why are you up so early, Alex? Auto attack with slingshot? Oh, that is just OP if it's a slingshot. It's just like long range firing. Could you imagine, like, you enter the space in the mines and it's just automatic firing, impeccable aim, and everyone's like, wow, you're so amazing, and it's auto fire. Not to take away from auto fire, it's just, it'd be very funny as an image. I think I've used auto fire in games before, so definitely not putting it down. I'm very envious. But once I get to start playing Mystria, game changing. Apparently it can get really annoying. I guess that's true. If you're like in the middle of dealing with something and then all of a sudden it engages in automatic fire mode. There was a manga I read that had like a premise of that where like it automatically detected danger and it would automatically react, and it got really annoying for the person. I'm trying to remember what manga it was. See, this is when you read a lot, and then I do have lists, by the way. None of them are comprehensive, but I do have lists because I keep trying to make the list of everything I read, and then I get to a point where I'm like, wow, I still have so many more titles to add. This is why I don't think I'm structured. If I was structured, I would have had a full list of the manhwas, mangas, light novels, and novels I read. Instead, I think I have like 2 lists I'm trying to do. One for manga, one for light novels, and it's not enough. It's not nearly as many as I've read. You know, Pierre, I don't like Joja, but 50% off in this economy, I get it. I get it. Whatever allows people to put food on their tables. Plus, you literally own this land. You're not gonna go out of business. I don't know if you pay rent or a mortgage or if you just own this land. Also, don't worry because I inherently hate Joja. I will help you defeat them. By the way, I call this like the chocolate strawberry floor. It's very cute. I have used it before. I also sold Pierre my sap on, I think, on accident. It's funny that it's just now sitting there. 50% off to purchase the building gear. Oh, you know what? That's true. I should have taken the coupon, bought the building, sent Norris back to town. Wasted opportunity. Still won't buy the membership at Joja though. We gotta help the Junimals. Today is Saturday. No market. Yeah, you know what? It's not natural and honestly grown just like Pierre's food because Pierre actually buys his food from us. So, to be fair, no one can really compete with us, me, the farmer. Oh, it's British. I have no comments on that. The only thing I know about British food is like from watching the Great British Bake Off, which I really liked, by the way, until it got kind of awkward with that. I think that one season where they did like a kawaii challenge and I was like, there was one British cooking show I really enjoyed though, and it was like a family cooking show. It was very fun to see like whole families come up and compete, and then they ended it after 2 seasons. I was so sad. British has like some pretty fun cooking shows. They tend to be more wholesome, I would say. Wholesome as in like no one's yelling at them. A kawaii. That was just it. They literally just said it was kawaii. So like, how do I explain this without sounding like I'm the one doing this? Okay, they basically had them make kawaii cakes, and then I have to hold on. Let me show you some pictures. I can't have this be my legacy. Kawaii Great British Bake Off. Wait, it's GBBO. So they made like kawaii cakes. So someone made like a matcha Shiba Inu kawaii cake, and it's like it looked cute. Don't get me wrong. I didn't know what they defined as kawaii, you know? So like, I guess I'll show you. I don't want to like show not cute pictures. Is this the one from the season I watched? Did they do a second kawaii challenge? I can't even show pictures. I don't even know what season this is from. But basically, they just said, make a kawaii cake. And then some people, like, they basically made cute things with the sparkly eyes. And I didn't understand the theme because I get that some themes can be like storybook, fairy tale, things like that. Kawaii just was like interesting. Gotta do a watch along. No, I don't like it. I liked the first seasons. I liked Mary Berry and Paul's chemistry more than I liked Paul and Prue's. That was just my preference. I liked Mary Berry's opinions a lot. I will say though, there was a baker on the show, and I don't know if that was her season when they did the kawaii cakes. I don't think so, but her style was so cute. Like, if there was a style that you could define as like cute pastries, it was her. She was so artistic and creative, but cute with it. Her name is Kim Joy, if you like those kinds of like designs, you can look her up. I think she has like some of the cutest designs I've seen on the Great British Bake Off. It was so fun to watch. That's true, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I did like American cooking shows, don't get me wrong. I was a Food Network watcher. I grew up watching Iron Chef. My favorite was the Great Food Network Challenge, where they brought in like actual people, or sorry, professional bakers, and they were like, here, we are going to make a gigantic cake, and we are going to do it like, and it was for always a specific event. Those were so fun. Also, Cupcake Wars, one of my favorites. I'm so sad that it kind of fell off, but it was fun. What are we doing? Emily. She said she wanted carp, right? So many good cooking shows, but then I think when they got, like, Chopped was originally really fun. What ruined Chopped for me, I say ruined lightly, is when people put more emphasis on what the judges liked for food instead of just being creative with the ingredients. That kind of irked me. Irked me a little bit. Because instead of being like, hey, I use red onions because I think red onions enhance the taste of this ingredient, they're like, I don't like red onion. Why did you include it? And by the way, it's this very specific judge, but they all started doing it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I stopped watching Chopped. Chopped used to be so fun. I think I did watch a whole bunch. What else did I watch? I keep trying to mix up Alton Brown and the other guy who ran Chopped. But yeah, I think Food Network shows now are not as fun as they used to be because it's not a focus on food. Even like... I'm not gonna get into it. Was the judge just a small child? He acted like it. Honestly, that was literally, I'm not even joking, word for word, that's what he said to one of the contestants, and they were like, yeah, like, red onions are a great asset, I love red onions, and he's like, but I don't eat red onions, you need to care about the food you're putting in front of the person eating it. I'm like, no, the challenge is to use the ingredients in the basket in creative, unexpected ways. It's not, hey, make this food for this specific judge who apparently you are supposed to memorize what he likes and does not like. He's not even allergic. It's just the fact that he doesn't eat it. He could just put it on the side. Just don't put it in your mouth. I don't know why he was like being so annoying about it. And then people were like, oh yeah, he's so cool. And I don't get it. I dropped it after that. I'm like, if this is the fan base they're cultivating where it's like coddling these people for these kind of comments, I don't want to watch. 5-Star Chef and Culinary Class Wars. Is Culinary Class Wars the Korean one? I haven't seen that one yet, and I also haven't seen 5-Star Chef, but I'm interested. There was a super interesting international cooking show on Netflix, but the concept was a bit convoluted. They had all these chefs from international countries compete, but I didn't feel like the challenges were very fair or like equal. And that's what made it unfortunate. It is both are amazing. Oh, okay. Thank you for the rec. I will definitely check it out. I love a good food show. I'm still trying to binge watch like Cupcake Wars, but unfortunately, like there's nowhere that has the full seasons. Devastating. It was so fun because cupcakes is one of those things where like you can be more creative with like the flavors. So I always thought that was like one of my favorites. But Food Network Challenge was definitely the reason I got into food shows. Also Iron Chef before they got really dramatic. But yeah, something about a good food show is just, it's so good to watch. What was I supposed to do? Okay, we'll just go to the mines. Maybe we'll get a bunch of clay. What else? I think when I was younger, I think I also watched a lot of dance shows. I was actually introduced to it by a friend, and it was ABDC. But even when I found ABDC, Which, by the way, still great show. I'm so upset that like MTV does not have records of it anywhere. Like it's just not accessible to rewatch. Unless you somehow, don't mention it, but if you find a way, you just have to find your own way. I also watched a lot of So You Think You Can Dance. I feel like a lot of TV used to be really fun because it was focused on like different skills of people, if that makes sense. But I think it's really fun to see like professionals compete. Of course, like there's something interesting about Worst Cook in America where like they are teaching people who want to know how to cook. I think that's also a fun concept. It's great. But like sometimes when they're just doing rowdy for reality shows it's just unfortunate. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Wow, maybe I am really serious. I don't know. Learning about yourself every day. Especially when you are saying your thoughts out loud. But honestly, when I first started streaming, one of the reasons I was thinking of looking for a 3D model is because I wanted to do Just Dance streams. Because I do really like Just Dance. And I thought it'd be more fun if I had a model where you could see me like do the moves. And then I kind of like saw 2D, live 2D. And then I was like, oh, I like that a lot more. I just like the look of it a lot more. But maybe someday I'll like, one of my goals would probably be to have a 3D model to do like dance streams. Although I'm not a fan of the current Just Dance. I don't really like the current UI of it. I like the older games. For some reason the new ones give me motion sickness. I have no idea why. Anything? Yeah, I know. That's why I said eventually. Might be an eventual goal. And that's what made me so excited about PNGTubers, because it is something like I think most computers can handle. And I was like, oh, then my PC can definitely do a PNGTuber. And then that's how this all came about. Also because PNG tubing is much more affordable when you are trying out streaming. Highly recommend. Just as cute, but definitely a lot easier on the wallet. And especially if you don't know if you like streaming. But yeah, maybe someday. Especially because I found another game. So there is another game where it's like, I guess it's dance exercise. And it's not like aerobics. It's just like teaching you how to dance as exercise. And I was like, hey, literally no one is doing a review on this. I wonder why. I think I know why now. I haven't bought the game yet, but I was like, if I ever get the game, it'd have to be something I review. Because no one is talking about it. Probably for good reason, but it doesn't hurt to have one video talking about it, you know? Also, if you're wondering why no one's talking about it, it's probably because of copyright. But you know what? This channel already has some copyright things because I can't have memberships. So what's one more minor, not really copyright on my channel? No. It's a Japanese one. I didn't know there was a Spanish one though. I'd be interested to do a Spanish game as well, if that is Spanish. Okay, good. The first goal of Stardew should always be to get the bug sword so that this is much less painful. Especially when you have multiple of these evil things. Alright. Thank you. It is in fact my original design. I only went from a pick crew to an original design once I was like, okay, I'm monetized, I do want to upgrade a little bit. But I really love my design. Taiko no Tatsujin but maracas. Oh wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. I do have Taiko no Tatsujin, but I do not have the drum. So apparently you can still play it with the controllers. I have never figured out how. Maybe I'll have to play that on stream someday, because I have like a bunch of games I do have and I haven't played yet. But now, once we finish with Arceus, there will definitely be more room to experiment with more games. Can also play with buttons. Okay, I will have to figure it out. I think the issue for me when I was playing with the controllers was timing. I wasn't even streaming, it was just like figuring out the actual timing. My priorities. Oh no! How did you cocoon so fast? Excuse me, I could have sworn I was like falling right after you. You monster. Joy-Cons, you have to swipe a certain way? Oh, that probably explains it. I'll have to try again. I do have it because I think it's fun. I have played it in the arcade before. That's why I didn't expect that I couldn't figure it out on the Switch. Oh, I can't believe I'm already dying. The health. Oh gosh. Oof, finally. There are some pretty good arcades where I am. There are like, I've lived in a couple places, so I've gotten to try, I think, 4 of them. And definitely some are better than others. There's one that was, I thought, really fun, and it had like a table flipping game where it was just you flipping the table. It was a Japanese game. Alright. Oh, that's a very good one, like in terms of arcades. It has a lot of really fun dance games. But I'm surprised they don't have Taiko no Tatsujin. Okay, let's see if we can somehow reach level 20, because we've been on level 15 for a while. It would be nice to hit level 20. Well, I'm sure you'll find it soon. Oh, I might pass out. It's literally like playing baseball with something terrible. Okay. We're gone. Yay, we hit 20. We're leaving. I will probably pass out, but that's okay. I'm sure you'll find it in the next arcade you try to look at. Yep, I will definitely go back. It's just like, gotta make an attempt. Even if I know I'm not gonna make it in time. If only I had a horse. I recently got a horse in my other playthrough. It's been a game changer. Oh, I didn't even need to buy the book that increases your speed. Like... Okay, I didn't mean now. I meant perhaps one day you will encounter a new arcade, or a new arcade will come to you. Because anything can happen. Or maybe your current arcade will add Taiko no Tatsujin if you write them very strongly worded letters. As soon as you said that, I thought of the Victorious, Trina Vega from Victorious and her Chicago... What is it? Her Chicago one-woman show. I'm not gonna sing it, but that was the instant sound that came to mind. Wow, where are the cauliflowers? Excuse me. Are they still not full grown yet? Oh, shoot. Oh, 238. Alright, Harvey. I definitely could not, even though she... like, there's a certain charm you have to have when you sing it. It involves a full-on belting. Oh my gosh, look at that. The chickens are full-grown. See, not clickbait. We did add new chickens. Next time you look at the thumbnail, there will be 4 chickens on there. Yippee! Thank you, but not in the Trina Vega way that I need to be in order to pull it off. Oh, don't worry, I took it as a compliment. Genuine compliment, nice. Gunther. Okay, I just realized I put these here because I forgot my organization system. Every playthrough I have a different organization system with different color storage chests, and it always confuses me when I have to replay something I haven't played in a while. Wow, I learned a new power. What does it do? You got small chance to drop double loot. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Put that away. What do you mean I don't have white seaweed? And then this one is this. Always keep your multiple artifacts because you can use them to sew later. Very important. Alright, now I put away the watering can. And we go to the market. Today is the last day we'll be playing in Stardew. I did play a little bit longer because I knew I was ranting. But today, Sunday is the last day we'll play in Stardew, and then that'll probably be the end of the stream for today. Let's see. I'm hoping for a duck feather. That's always difficult to get because we won't be raising any ducks. Yeah, it's been a little bit longer. Ah, duck feather! I manifested it. Oh, we don't need an anchovy. We can catch that. Yippee! It was like, let's end your stream on an excellent note. Thank you. My goodness, thank you. Oh my gosh, a bubbly spot. The rule is, you see a bubbly spot, you try to fish there. Yay! Okay, sometimes there are bubbly spots that look like you can reach them, but they are just out of reach, and those are like the most unfortunate because you can see them there. You feel like your fishing tackle and your fishing rod will be able... Oh, shoot. Will be able to go the distance, and it just cannot. Whippy! Good day, good day. I realized earlier when I said like, oh, I don't really know how to explain that I was tired. It's because I was tired. I'm sorry I was over dramatic. The thing is, when I was younger, I was very dramatic. And my family always said it's because I watched anime, so I was always dramatic. And I think it's just the way that I express myself. But I also realized that when I'm tired, I definitely make things sound dramatic. Is that great for content creation? Yes. Do I want to make people concerned? No. Hello, welcome. We're currently just exploring, just foraging, wandering. I think, yeah, I don't have any ongoing quests, although the goal is to get enough clay. I think next stream, the goal will have to be to get clay for a silo. I don't know how I'll do that. Apparently just, you know, trying to dig does not give as many results, and I didn't realize it was this difficult to get a good RNG for clay. We don't have any flowers to butter her up, so we must do it out of sight. Are there characters where like you don't care if they're affection rate goes down. Because if like the mayor sees me scavenging in the garbage, I actually don't care. But if other characters like Harvey or Sebastian sees it, I don't let them. I just don't. All of them except Caroline. You know, that's fair. That's fair. Caroline has caught me once. Her disappointment was immeasurable. It was devastating. And then I proceeded to do it again because I found a diamond. I'm just saying, if like they don't want us to dig, they shouldn't reward us. But I definitely try not to like go through the garbage in front of the kids either. I don't want to set that kind of example for them. Also, you know the kids would immediately start competing with you and taking all the good stuff. Yeah, okay. Have you seen them in the Easter egg hunt? I'm just saying. We're looking for refined quartz. I don't think I have any of that right now. I meant like I haven't already made those. Enlist the help. Would they give it to me though? That's the thing. Like I feel like they'd be willing to do it. It's just like the trash compactor. No, 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 no. We already saw that in the office. We already saw that in the office. We know what would happen. Especially when you let a child utilize heavy machinery. Michael. As someone who like loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I thought I would make more Brooklyn Nine-Nine references, but I feel like unless I'm doing a very specific thing, I make more Office references because it's more like everyday references, if that makes sense. Brooklyn Nine-Nine references are made for specific, very funny and amusing moments, and I have not encountered enough of them to use my Brooklyn Nine-Nine references. Someday. Someday. Also, I'm not going to the book fair even as someone who loves books because... Oh, I forgot. I was going to the community center. Because we can't afford any. Books are expensive. It makes me kind of jealous of places like Japan and Britain where like books are so affordable there. I know, right? Darns. And by the way, I said very specific. I think... No... I think I'm funny and that's what's important. It's a bonus if you guys also find me funny, but I do find myself funny. Sometimes a little too funny. I don't like making too many self-deprecating jokes. I think it sets like a not good precedent for myself. Anyways, we're gonna go drop off. I think we're gonna go pick up the refined quartz. It probably is done by now. Or should we? No, we're very slow. So I think we'll go drop off the scroll of Gunther. And then we'll go pick up the refined quartz because Penny will probably be in the trailer. I also forgot we were supposed to give a bunch of gifts to Shane so that we could get blue chickens. We have so many Shane cutscenes to get through. Okay, next stream, the goal will be to give Shane great gifts and to get more clay. And get more chickens. Oh no, upgrade the coop. We've maxed out the coop, so now we have to get... we have to upgrade the coop, get clay, and give Shane gifts. No, we are not giving him that. I know what you are thinking. We are not going to enable the man just so that we can get blue chickens. The blue chickens will never look at us the same way if we do that. They will be a constant reminder of what I was willing to do to get them. I think I already looked at these. Nope. Hi, Jody. I don't have any cauliflower because, you know, they haven't ripened. Hi, Harvey. You are struggling? That's unfortunate. Don't worry. Wait, why are you... Oh. When I say that's unfortunate, I was gonna continue my thought. I'm not just making fun of Harvey. I was gonna say, good thing I'm making money. Don't worry, you can just... you can just, you know, marry into my family. That's what I was gonna say. I wasn't just making fun of Harvey. Yes, but I am doing long-term planning. Once the chicken empire gets going, I will definitely be game-changing, you know? Gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet. I don't think anyone can afford to crack a few eggs right now. But hopefully, like, that resolves itself soon. I've heard that it will resolve itself soon. I forgot I was supposed to give him something, but I don't even know what to give him. It's fine. I hope you're able to enjoy your omelets in moderation again soon. I worry that when I say that, it doesn't sound like I'm being sincere. I really am. I really am. I really hope that it resolves itself for you guys soon. I think it's like the way I deliver it sometimes. See, this is... I just want you guys to know that I genuinely hope it gets resolved for you guys soon. Okay, we need more... I need more coal. Wow, why do I have such little coal? Is this why I don't have any... materials? Alright, guess we're gonna go spend a day in the mines. Hold on. Gonna finish off the day in the mines, because apparently we don't have any coal. We don't have any clay. Also need to slay a lot more bugs in order to get that bug sword. You know, forgive me. I feel like I bugged out today. I just had to get that in. I thought of it. I had to say it. It was intentional. Also, even if it didn't apply, because I feel like I definitely calmed down, I just need to say it. Whoopee! I don't like this sword. Let me explain why. So, this one, 2 to 5 damage. This... Oh, wait, no, this is the one I like. Okay, my bad. There's another sword you can get, and it has like a negative speed. It's slower. I like swords that are fast. Let me show you why. When sword is fast... you literally can go like this. Can't even blink. No, hold on. Oh, thank goodness, this one did not get enough damage. Oh, we got a shirt, that is so cool. Okay, now... I realize probably the reason I don't have enough coal is because... By the way, I was joking when I was like, I bugged out. It was just like... I need to work on my delivery. It's okay, I still think I'm funny. I just gotta work on my delivery so it comes across better. Accurate portrayal of my fencing skills. No, I was a foil fencer. I wasn't an epi. I think if you do epi or like... Yeah, I think that's the one where you see them go lightning fast. Foil is similar, but less like sword fighting, you know? Game changing. Okay, just having this weapon is already better, but the bug weapon is the best. No, no magnetic ring. No, oh, okay. No glow ring. Is there no monster? Oh my gosh, speak and it shall appear. Wow. It's like moments like this where you're like, huh, should I continue streaming? Like, my luck is a little too good right now. But no, I think we, like, this is the moment where, like, when things start happening in a row, you're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think I gotta, like, finish here. What's gonna happen next? Why are they building up and giving me so many good things? A healthy wariness is what I refer to it as. Whoa, we got Monster Slayer Award. Okay, okay. No, definitely not. You see, we even got the Monster Slayer Award. Clearly something is not right. And by not right, I mean, like, I'm very suspicious. Stardew, what is the RNG gonna throw at me next? Sometimes it's, like, important to know when to quit. When to be like, okay, this is suspicious. I might have trust issues, but I think I will live longer. I never knew it was so loud. Ah, it's very funny. Okay. Literally level 25. We're leaving. We're not gonna slay anymore. Alright. Yippee! Magnetic ring, check. Better weapon, check. 2 more chickens, check and check. I'm gonna have to call the next chicken check. I don't make the rules. Apparently I do, but, like, you know. I will make it, and then I'll be confused why I have everything in my bin, but in my storage, but it's because I will make it. Haha. Didn't pass out. Did I go see the merchant? Chat, did I or did I not visit the merchant? I remember. I can't restart it. I already moved on. I think no, did I? Oh, man. That's what I was thinking. Is it Duck Feather or was Duck Feather Friday? Well, see, I knew there was something. Okay. Alright, this is probably a good place to stop. Thank you so much for joining me, whether you chatted, lurked, or were watching the VOD. Today was crazy for more ways than one. A lot going on. Skip that part over when you... It's gonna be too painful. We're gonna see. But thank you so much for watching. My next stream will be Friday. We'll be doing Digimon Survive. I usually stream Sunday morning, Wednesday, and Friday nights. I always make a waiting room so that you guys know exactly what and when I'll be streaming at least one day in advance. I do rotate games on Wednesday, but Sundays is for Pokemon Arceus, where I'm finishing up post-game content, and then Fridays we're finishing up Digimon Survive. Once I finish up Arceus, we're gonna rotate games there too. So definitely stop by if you guys enjoy today's content and you want to see more. I promise I'm usually calmer. But yeah, pretty much Pretty much. Did I or did I not visit the merchant? You'll never know unless you watch the VOD, and I'm gonna procrastinate on this now. Alright. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to drink water, get a good night's sleep, be kind to yourself, and stretch. Very important things. I think I covered everything that I usually say. It's a little bit longer than I usually stream, but I had a lot of fun. Once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I see you in another stream. Until next time!